There's really nowhere like the Delaware Bayshore coast of New Jersey. We've been taking a systematic approach to restoring the area's beaches and its wetlands, unlike anything that's been tried before. And so far, the results have been better than we could have hoped for.
We'd finished the beach in, like, say, April, and a week later, you know, when the crab spawn started, all of a sudden it'd be thousands of crabs. It's actually a surprise to us.
And then we just did the seine. I actually helped pull in the seine, and you could see all the fish in and around the reef. So it's already helping the ecosystem out there, and we're going to see how it helps this infrastructure that's behind here. So this green infrastructure that we created, this natural infrastructure, is going to protect this built infrastructure.
But restoration isn't enough. Equally important is the work we're doing to monitor the area's wildlife so we can see what's working and what's not.
And so at the end, what we'll have is not only a completed restoration, but we'll have all the information that we need to do it again and again. And each time that we do it, we continue to collect more data so that we can constantly refine what we're doing.
An important aspect of this is tracking the movement of the area's famous shorebirds.
This is the second year we did this. It's called NanoTag. What this does is it gives us information on how they're moving throughout their different stopover sites. That allows us to grasp how many birds we have now, you know, what are their population numbers, where are they going, what habitat is important to them, how can we better protect that, what threats are there, and how can we make sure that this habitat is there for those birds that keep coming back.
Like our typical measure of how red knots are doing, condition of the birds, is the percentage that make the weight that they need to get to the Arctic, and that's around 180 grams. So when we first started the restoration, we were down around 30%, and now we're at 80%. It's the highest it's been in 15 years. So our restoration is the first sign of recovery for the red knot.
Even though if the goal is protect the red knot, you're still, by doing this restoration work or restoring the salt marshes, the beaches, or protecting a horseshoe crab, you're affecting everything. So I think that's what's really cool about the Bay. You get to touch a little piece of everything that needs that and relies on it.
And as we've tried to show over the course of this series, our work is not just about wildlife, but about people. And how keeping nature strong keeps us all strong in the face of disasters like hurricanes.
We know the climate's changing, and we know there's going to be more storms, much like Hurricane Sandy. By doing the restoration work we're doing, we're promoting the resiliency and the sustainability of not just the human-built world, but also of the ecological environment.
You know, the economy of Cape May County is so heavily tourism dependent, and more people come to the Bay because of the scenic beauty, because of the wildlife. And it's important for us not just to be a steward of the environment, which is our responsibility, but also it's in our best interest to maintain the economy, to maintain people's jobs, that we protect and preserve the environment.
It's what drives our economy down here. Without the tourism, the infrastructure wouldn't be there for us to have our workload.
So there's a link on a couple of different levels, and firstly is that you're creating and you're protecting the areas that are so useful to our ecotourism. So you're able to have people who want to come, they have places to go fishing, they have places to go birding and do their photography. So you have that link, but when you bring those people in, you're also creating a demand for services. You're creating a place that they want to spend their money while they're there. They want a place to eat, they need a place to get gasoline, they want to buy some memorabilia to take home to their families, and they all link inextricably together with tourism.
It's about ensuring that New Jersey's hidden coast remains a vital part of the next generation's lives, just as it is for ours.
I'd like to see my daughter and her future children continue to enjoy the beautiful open space and beaches along the Delaware Bay as they exist now. And hopefully we can preserve them, but also build upon them
the residents who live here and who have come to really value and respect the Bay, and the Bay is just, you know, it's ingrained in their way of life. And I think for a lot of these residents, they couldn't imagine their lives being, you know, played out anywhere else. Like this is their home, and this is where they're gonna stay. And for all of the wildlife that comes to the area too, it's the same thing. It's their home, it's what they need. Our work is just to try to connect those people and that wildlife and make it a good place for everyone.